Good evening, class, and welcome. This is Professor Toto. I'm just jumping on here because I want to spend a few minutes, and I'm fixing to cut to the chase. I'm just gonna cut to the chase, and I'm going to show you exactly the strategic plan that our president and his legal team has for winning at the Supreme Court. Now, remember, I've taught you before that this is going to go to the House. But before it does, it's going to stop by the Supreme Court. Why? Because the Supreme Court needs to hear motions on certain aspects of this election. I'm proud to tell you that today we have now filed our first petition to the United States Supreme Court. Congratulations, Rudy Giuliani, Miss Ellis, on a job expediently done quickly. We have already gotten to the Supreme Court. We're just now kicking into gear for what's about to happen. It's a great day. I never dreamed we would be at the Supreme Court this quickly. We just filed with the Third Circuit, Judge Alito. Remember, I taught you what judge is over what circuit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my video entitled Strategic Repositioning of the Supreme Court. And by the way, Ina, I can't pronounce your last name. I don't know if you're watching tonight, but oh my word, you just sent a donation to our ministry that's larger than I don't know. I'll tell your 13 children, high five from Professor Toto. So appreciated. Now, you'll remember a few days ago that the legal team of Donald Trump separated somewhat. It seemed that way from Sidney Powell. Many people didn't understand why. I explained to you why. Because we have, with Trump's team, a strategic plan for the Supreme Court. Sidney Powell is over here working on the fraud aspect to present to the House of Representatives to put enough doubt in their mind to cause them to vote for President Donald Trump and reject the slate of electors from these states in contest. I'm fixing to play a video for you. It's 2 minutes long. It's from the Michigan hearing today in Michigan. When you hear this 2-minute clip, you're going to hear what Professor Toto was teaching you about why the Trump team separated from Sidney Powell. Because they have one legal argument that is going to win this election for them. The Supreme Court love cases that have a strong basis in law. Not a bunch of hearsay, a bunch of conspiracies. That's not the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is a law-based body, and when you bring them an argument that they cannot deny, you win your case at the Supreme Court. Donald Trump has a legal argument. That legal argument is called equal protection under the law. This is something that even the liberals on the Supreme Court will not be able to turn away from. They must deal with it. I'm going to play this clip from this lady that has worked for the Secretary of State in Michigan for 30 years. Her credibility, impeccable. She is educating the Michigan legislators on what this class has been educating you about the whole time. This is Donald Trump's path to victory. It's basically going to annihilate the mail-in ballots once it gets to the Supreme Court. Once it gets to the Supreme Court, if they go with this equal protection argument, it's going to annihilate the ballots. Will that be enough to overturn the 4 states? It sure seems like it would be. Right? Because how did Biden win this election? On what? Mail-in ballots, right? So if we can prove to the court that these mail-in ballots, and you're like, well, how does that work? I'm fixing to play it for you. Don't you leave my class. This is where you learn the truth of the great republic for which we stand. I'm so glad that you're my students. I have the sweetest students in the world. You guys send me the most loving emails, the most loving support. You are phenomenal. Tonight, I got this huge donation. It's huge for me. I'm just a little Mississippi preacher. You know, a couple of $100. That's huge. So thank you, Miss Anna is your name. I couldn't find you on Facebook to thank you and your precious children. It meant so much to me. Made me so happy. Thank you is all I can say. So, going to play the clip. We're going to come back. We're going to explain what you're watching. Hang tight, folks. So, going to play the clip. We're going to come back. We're going to explain what you're watching. Hang tight. Hang tight, folks.
Issue and the constitutional issue that the president is arguing, which is a valid one, is that the equal protection under the law, it's required under the Constitution. And this is the president's argument. Me in Lansing, Michigan, if I sent in my president is valid, which is a valid one, is that the equal protection under the law, it's required under the Constitution. And this is the president's argument. My partisan section in Lansing, Michigan, if I sent in my president and that is being which is a valid one, if I did not do what I equal protection under the law, it's required under the Constitution. And this is the president's argument. The same section in the constitutional issue should not be in my president, and that is being which is a valid. If I did that, what I equal protection under the law, valid, and that's where in Lansing, my ballot won't count. In Detroit, it will, and I should be able to have equal protection under the law. That is the constitutional amendment. That's the constitutional argument that our president is making. That is what you should be looking at. Are we treated fairly, regardless of where we live in Michigan? Will my vote count, regardless?
You use the word cure.
Cure.
In the law,
yes.
If you look at the legal definition of cure, what do you mean by the definition of cure?
So the curing of the ballots is if you're not able to, you've got an absentee ballot and it is kicked out. Because if you're sitting there,
I'm going to start over. I'm going to start over. I want you to listen just in case you didn't hear this. Let's start over. I want you to hear it.
Count it. You can't count it. Anything because must.
Hold tight, folks.
Lawmakers make no sense.
From Detroit need to have our whatever 71%. If you can't.
Okay, so I've lost it. I hope you was able to hear it.
Open the boxes.
Let's go back and okay. I hope you was able to hear that. Anyway, so this lady explains the equal protection under the law. And in case you wasn't able to hear it, because I still haven't figured all this technology out. So basically, she says, if you come in and put your ballot in person, you are required to meet certain criteria. You can't fill it out improperly or it gets rejected. You can't vote for the Republican and the Democrat. In other words, there's a lot of stipulations when you come in to cast your ballot. Whereas if you choose to mail in your ballot, you don't have all those stipulations. You don't have to have the signature, don't really have to match up. You don't have to make sure the address is right. They will cure the ballot for you or try to interpret the ballot. The argument is this: one set of citizens has one set of rules. Another set has another set that diabolically opposes the plain text of the Equal Protection Clause of the United States Constitution. These attorneys are filing in the Supreme Court under that argument, not under Dominion software, not under servers being captured in Germany. See, from the beginning of my teachings to you, I have focused on the Constitution and the law of the Constitution. Now, all of those other things have their place, but not at the Supreme Court at this moment. Donald Trump's team is trying to keep this argument their main argument, because this argument will win. It has to. It is now at that point, when the Supreme Court justices rule that those ballots that made the voting unequal must be vitiated, done away with, then all 4 states roll right over to Donald John Trump. Now, so you remember I told you at the beginning that this election would not be decided in the Supreme Court per se, but that they would be involved in ruling on certain motions. This is a motion. Now, if that ruling is enough, then we don't go to the House. Do you understand? But let's say that ruling is not enough. It doesn't flip enough votes. Now we go to the House, and by this time, the House has seen so much. They've seen a ruling from the Supreme Court that there was an unequal. They've seen all the testimony. It's over. The House is going to vote in the president on January the 6th. So I just wanted to share that with you so that, okay, so Square One says it's totally rerun, totally understandable. Okay, there you go. Okay, so does everybody understand that? That's where this team is headed. That's why Donald Trump did not concede. They've been planning this for a long, long, long time. Good morning, Michael Bartleson. So, not a long lesson tonight, but straight to the point. I want you to understand the winning strategy is the law. Can I encourage all my students? Don't chase down all the conspiracy theories. It's only going to leave you heartbroken. You're going to ride a roller coaster. I've never ridden that roller coaster. Now, there's one that I'm looking at right now about China buying Dominion software. If there's any truth to that, and I don't know, then that is a deal. Now, there is something tonight that I saw. Let me see if, guys, y'all, I don't know how to really share my screen right yet, but I'm going to try it one more time. There's something I want to show you if I can find it. Hang tight, everybody. I just posted it on my Facebook timeline. And look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share that screen with y'all. Okay, let's go right here and share. All right. I want y'all, this is my Facebook page right there. You see the name Shane Vaughn? Now, look, I cannot take any more friends. Do y'all see that? Can't take any more friends, but you can follow my page. The reason I want you to follow is because, look, every few minutes I'm posting information that you need. Here was something that I posted a while ago. Let's talk about this. You remember Bill Barr today? We had what we thought was a catastrophic report about Bill Barr. It looks like it was false reporting. It looks like, and I'm still working on the truth, it looks like Bill Barr did not say what the news report said he said. The reason I know that, the Department of Justice just released a press statement saying that that is simply not what happened. So if that's true, now everything is if that's true, if that's true. If that's true, my heart is rejoicing over that. But I want to show you something I just posted on my timeline. I'm not going to play it for you, but I'm going to show you where it's at. Well, wherever it went, Facebook's probably already took it down. Come on, Facebook, leave my page alone, bruh. Okay, you know where it's going to be? In my group. Oh, and by the way, look, guys, look at your screen. If you're not part of this group right here, now some of you don't do Facebook, I'm fine with that. But this group, Professor Toto's Defenders of the Republic, 7,000 members in here. This is where I do a lot of educating. This video, if I can't believe this, Facebook has deleted that video. Oh, well, anyway. All right, guys. This is what I have to deal with on a moment by moment basis. You know what? I know where I did put it. Hang tight. Let's go over to Parler because I posted it over there. I know Parler won't delete it. If you're not following me on Parler, Here's my username right there, Parler's Official Pastor. Go ahead and add me real quick. Let's see if I can find that video over here. Okay, here it is, guys. Go, I tell you what, let me just put the link. Have y'all seen this video right here? This is a very promising video. This is somebody that works for Dominion Software, and he says that there is one avenue of fraud that he is 100% sure of. And it's pretty damning, to say the least. So I'm going to see what I need to do to share this to you guys. Oh, man, I tell you. Let me go over here, YouTube. Oh, I tell you what, folks, I need a helper. YouTube. Oh, right here. Okay. I'm going to post the link right here to that video. Y'all need to go watch that. There you go. Okay. All right, folks. Love you guys. Love you, love you, love you. I hope you understand now our path to the Supreme Court. We are laser focused on the equal protection argument. Laser focused. They know what they're doing. Trust the Constitution. Good night, everybody. God bless you.